What was the biggest nuke you dodged? I was 25 and had been dating Marcus for 3 years when he proposed at my birthday party in front of all our friends and family. Everyone was cheering, cameras were flashing, and I felt this overwhelming pressure to say yes. So I did, even though something deep down felt wrong about it. The engagement lasted 8 months, and during that time, I kept making excuses to postpone wedding planning. I'd say I was too busy with work, or that we needed to save more money first. Marcus got frustrated with my delays and started planning everything himself. He booked the venue, chose the flowers, even picked out my wedding dress without me seeing it first. When I tried to express my concerns about him making all the decisions, he'd say things like, "I'm just trying to help," and "You're too stressed to think clearly right now." Looking back, I realized there had been red flags throughout our relationship. Marcus would get upset when I hung out with friends without him. He'd criticize my clothes and suggest I wear things he preferred. He even convinced me to quit my job at a nonprofit because he said it didn't pay enough. The worst part was how he'd gaslight me when I brought up concerns. He'd say I was being too sensitive or reading into things whenever I questioned his behavior. 2 weeks before the wedding, I was having a panic attack in the grocery store parking lot when my phone rang. It was my college roommate Sarah calling from across the country. "I know this sounds crazy," she said, "but I had a dream about your wedding and woke up feeling like I needed to call you. Are you okay?" I broke down crying and told her everything. How Marcus controlled every aspect of the wedding planning, how he dismissed my opinions, how I felt like I was losing myself. Sarah listened quietly, then said, "You know you don't have to go through with this, right? It's not too late to call it off." That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept thinking about spending the next 50 years feeling like my voice didn't matter in my own marriage. I also realized that none of my old friends were invited to the wedding. Marcus had gradually isolated me from them over the years, always finding reasons why they were negative influences or jealous of our relationship. The next morning, I called off the wedding. Marcus was furious and called me selfish and crazy. He demanded I pay him back for all the deposits and said I'd ruined his reputation. My parents were disappointed, and some friends took his side, saying I was being dramatic and that all couples have cold feet. But 6 months later, I ran into Marcus's ex-girlfriend at a coffee shop. She told me she'd dodged a bullet by breaking up with him years earlier. "He tried to control everything about my life," she said. "What I wore, who I talked to, where I worked. It got worse after we moved in together." She also told me that Marcus had been engaged twice before me, and both women had called off their weddings too. I wasn't his first victim, and apparently his pattern was well established. The ex-girlfriend had actually tried to warn me when we first started dating, but Marcus had convinced me she was just jealous and trying to break us up. A year later, I met David at a hiking group. He asked for my input on everything: where we should go for dinner, what movie to watch, even what color to paint his kitchen. The difference was shocking. David actually wanted to hear my opinions and valued my thoughts. He encouraged me to reconnect with old friends and pursue hobbies I'd abandoned during my relationship with Marcus. We've been married for 5 years now, and I still wake up grateful that I trusted my instincts and called off that wedding.